All right, guys, so now I'm going to work on a section 17.1, and I'm going to solve some problem with you. Try to correct some of the problem that you have done in class also, like this you will have them, and maybe do some also different. So problem number 5. In the problem number 5, they are telling you that for the inequality 4, 9, so on the problem number 5, you got the inequality 4 less than 9, but you could also look at the inequality from the right to the left and read that as 9 greater than 4. So that can be read as 9 greater than 4, or it could be read as 4 less than 9. And 9 greater than 4, I forgot to put the 4. And they are telling you add 5. So if you add 5, you're going to add 5 both sides of your inequality. When you add, you do not flip your symbol. So the first thing you want to do is write the same symbol and add. So 4 plus 5 equal 9, and 5 plus 9 equal 14. Yes, 14 is greater than 9. If I do problem number 8, on the problem number 8, we got still 4 less than 9, but this time they're asking you to multiply both sides by negative 2. So I multiply by negative 2 both sides, and you will notice that when I'm dealing with negative number, I'm using my parentheses. When I multiply by a negative number, the rule says that you must flip your symbol. So you end up to first flip your symbol, and then you do the multiplication, which is going to be negative 2 by 9 equal negative 18, and negative 2 by 4 equal negative 8. I would like to remind you that when you graph your number line, your 0 will be, let's say, right here. When you're going in that direction, you're going from negative 1 up to, at some point, obviously, negative 8. And obviously, you will have negative 18 way down below. And you can tell, obviously, that negative 8 is greater than negative 18. Problem number 13. On the problem number 13, now, what do we have? Give the inequality equivalent to the following statement about the number x. X greater than negative 2. X greater than negative 2, x greater than negative 2. Problem number 15. If I do problem number 15, so this is x greater than negative 2. 15. X less than or equal to 38. X is less or equal to 38. Now, if I do problem number 16, on the problem number 16, we're having x greater or equal, so x greater or equal than negative 6. Pretty easy, isn't it? I can do another one. X greater, number 22 by example. X greater than or equal to 0. X greater or equal to 0. And less than or equal to 2. And less than equal to 2. In the same time, I got x greater than 0 and or equal to 0, or x less than 2 or equal to 2. Next to that, we're having x greater than 5, so x greater than 5, and there is no equal because they're not telling us that it or equal to 5. All right, so let's try problem number 28. So on the problem number 28, what do we have? We're having x, and we're having the inequality. There is no equal for this side. We're having a 3 right here, and we're having negative 1. Well, I'm going to say that x is greater or equal to negative 1 and less than 3. Or I got x in between 5 and 7, and that would be x greater than 5 and less than 7. Let's continue. So then they're asking you to graph the given inequality on the number line. So let's do problem number 33. On the problem number 33, what do we have? We're having a number line, and they're asking you to graph on this number line that x is greater and equal than 0 and less than 5. So you are going to plot 0. Obviously, positive 5 will be on this side, and x is in between. X is really in between 0 and 5. So we're having x in between 0 and 5. Now, because we're having an equal, right here, we're having or equal. That means 0 is a value that x can be. Can be. So I'm going to use a bracket. On the other hand, 5 cannot be equal to 0. 5 cannot be equal to, x cannot be equal to 5, forgive me. And so I'm going to use a parenthesis. Or if I decide to use my solid dot and open circle, I will have a solid dot for the 0, indicating that 0 is part of the solution, is part of the value of the value that x can be, but it will be an open circle for the other one. So I will end up to have a solid dot and an open circle. Let me do the open circle better. An open circle for 5. Let's try to do problem number 41. On the problem number 41, we are dealing with the same thing, and we just need to look for t less than negative 5, t less or equal to negative 5, and 41, and t greater than or equal to negative 5. So if I put 0 somewhere right here, I know that negative 5 will be on the left. X is less than negative 5. I would like to remind you that I could totally read this way. Okay? T is less than negative 5. On this one right here, this right there, both can be read as t less than negative 5 or equal to negative 5, t less than or equal to negative 5. And when you are having t less, you're always going to the left. Obviously, I'm going toward negative infinity. There is an equal, solid dot, or some of you might want also use bracket. On the other hand, t greater than negative 5. Okay, and I would like also take the opportunity that if I have negative 5 right there, t greater than negative 5 or equal to negative 5, there is an equal. So if I want to represent this one, I am going to have 0, I am going to have negative 5, but because t is greater, that means I need to go toward to the right. So when it's greater, you're going to the right. When it's less, you're going to the left. There is an equal. It will be a solid dot. And some of you might want to use, instead of the solid dot, a bracket. Okay, so now let's see if I can do one more problem for you. And I am going to do, okay. I think I am going to do problem number 43. And if I do the problem number 43, what do I got? So in this problem number 43, we are talking about x less than or equal to 5, or x greater, so I said x less or equal to 5, and then or x greater and or equal to 8. So I'm using my number line. I got a 5 right here. If my 0 is right there, I know 5 will be on the right and 8 will be on the right. X is greater, so I'm going toward the right. I have an equal, I am going to use a bracket. X is less, I am going to the left. There is an equal, I am going to use a bracket. All right, so that's all for this chapter 17.1. Pay attention on how you read your inequality, please. And second of all, when you are going to read your inequality with greater, that means you need to go to the right. And if you are going to read your inequality with less, that means you're going toward to the left. I would like to really insist on that, because most of you are going to be confused, because you are going to see this and you see this little symbol as an arrow going to the left, so you're going to the left. No, because again, I'm going to do it right here. I could totally have this. And this is also x less. And as you can see, the symbol, if it was an arrow, would go to the right. However, because x is less, I am going to the left. Same idea with the other one. So if I use this, I can see that this arrow kind of symbol looking like an arrow going to the right. So I could say, okay, when I have this symbol going to the right, I am going to the right. No, you are going to the right because x is greater. Again, I could totally have x greater. And as you can see, if that was indicating the direction where you need to go, that means you should go to the left. However, again, x is greater or equal than 8. If it was just greater, at the end of the day, it will be going to the right. All right, thank you very much. And I will now going to do the next video for you.